This is my disc destroyer. It's a mean little machine with one job, testing grinding discs. With so many grinding discs and countless reviews, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. This is where the disc destroyer comes in. It cuts through the noise, delivering real results. No bias, no sponsorships, just cold hard tests. Grinding discs can face a lot of real world challenges, like high and low pressures, hot and cold materials, and of course, fast and slow speeds. This machine tests it all, so that we can finally find the truth in the reviews. Today I am testing the Bauer Type 27 flap disc, coming in at $2.49. There are a lot of positive reviews for this disc, many praising its durability. One reviewer said they used the disc to shape some steel rod, saying it held up well and made quick work. However, there are some negative reviews that are saying the exact opposite. One unimpressed reviewer said the abrasive wore off after only 30 seconds. And another reviewer said the disc didn't last long and that they learned their lesson. So are these reviews true, or are they Let's test them to find out. Let me break this down for you. Each disc will be grinding this test bar to see how much it can remove within 20 minutes time. This will chart out its story and tell us exactly how this disc behaves, based on how much material it removes at any given point. But if the disc stops effectively grinding the bar, or just straight up disintegrates, the test is over. Let's begin. I started by simulating light pressure grinding by using a 4-pound weight on my rig. And this approximately matches the weight of a grinder. At the beginning, the disc removed material at a slow and steady rate. It took off 4 inches of my test material until the spark stopped and amps dropped, which told me that this disc wasn't grinding effectively anymore. And this happened in just over 12 minutes. These results were not lining up with the negative reviews. The disc had lasted for a long time, but it didn't take off much material. I am curious how well the abrasive will last under some heat. So I decided to test it by heating up a few inches of the coupon to simulate grinding a hot weld. This time the disc performed slightly worse, grinding off only 3.5 inches, but still lasting over 12 minutes. So what's happening here? To understand what's really going on, I kept the 4 pounds of pressure, but decreased the grinder RPM just to see if that will help it take off more material. When I turned the grinder down from 11,000 revolutions per minute to 6,000, the disc took off about 1 inch more material in both the hot and cold tests, and they still lasted slightly under the 12-minute mark. While these discs are lasting a decent amount of time, they still end up glazing without removing much material from our test coupons. Compared to the reviews, our tests are almost right in the middle. The discs both last long, but they don't end up removing much. So how can we maximize the efficiency throughout the disc's 12-minute lifespan? One variable could be adding more pressure. So I upped the grinder speed back to its maximum RPM, and this time I swapped out the 4-pound weight and increased it to 8. And when I began the cold test, I noticed it started off strong, cutting away material at a fast rate. The Bauer disc ended up lasting the entire 20-minute test and cut off over 18 inches of material. It seems that higher pressure is what makes all of the difference with this disc. It had, however, lost a lot of the abrasive material in the process and did not have much life left in it. Let's see how the disc will fare grinding a hot weld at this pressure. So I added the heat to the coupon, and the disc once again lasted all 20 minutes of the test. This time it performed even better, taking off 21 inches of material. It seems the hot metal didn't compromise the disc in any way, and instead gave it just a slight advantage compared to the cold. The disc did still lose most of its cutting material, but it wore down evenly and could probably continue cutting for a bit longer. So were these reviews true? Well, according to these tests, I'm led to believe that these positive reviews were due to the fact that they were applying heavier pressure. The negative reviews used the disc with light pressure, so that is why the disc did not perform well in those situations. If you grind on hot material with heavy pressure, the disc's performance will be slightly better. If you'd like to see the data I've collected for this disc, as well as the other discs in these tests, I've posted them at the Fireball forum, linked in the description. I'm going to keep posting more and more of these test videos, so stay tuned to find the truth in the reviews. And if you're wondering why I built the rig the way I did, how it works, and what it's all about, I have a video that goes into great detail that you should check out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.